When they were married, they stayed with my gran and granddad, you know, and that's where they lived for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years, I would think. And then they were obviously on the council housing list, and in Dover there was lots of prefabs built, and they were fantastic, you know, because we'd only got used to these old dilapidated houses. And when we moved into these prefabs, there's all electric, fitted cupboards. You know, it was like, you know, so modern compared to what we were used to. I can remember him having deep cuts in his hands from the frost and what have you, and my mum sitting there rubbing Vaseline. I'd have needed stitches. The hospital for that, some of those cuts, you know, they were really quite deep, and she would sit there every night sort of rubbing Vaseline into his hands just so he could go to work again the next day. From a very early age, you know, I was really interested in sport, you know, and lucky enough, I had quite a talent for sport. We used to play on a roundabout, you know, and I mean, that's the cars. I mean, you know, there weren't any traffic in those days. You know, a couple of cars went once an hour, you know, and that's where we played on a roundabout. But of course, you couldn't do that now. There's cars are whizzing past, you know, all the time. You know, I played football for Dover boys, you know, from under 12s, I think, and I was Kent boxing champion, under 6 stone 2, if you can believe it. Sort of one leg now, I think, but that was it. I've got my certificates, you know, to show that I was Kent boxing champion, under 6 stone 2. You know, sport really probably dominated too much, really. Probably I should have been a bit more academic, you know, but sport was really my bag in those days. Yeah, my mum used to get these rail passes for a week, and we went down to Folkestone in Folkestone Sands. I can remember lots of trips to Ashford Market, cattle market, where you'd buy clothes. You know, my mum would buy clothes, second-hand clothes, and there'd be all these farmers bringing their livestock in, ducks and, you know, calves and donkeys, all sorts. You know, everything was funneled through Ashford Market, and that made it wonderful, you know, to go around seeing the auctions. And my mum was the real driving force for the family. You know, my dad was lovely, but he was almost He was really nice, you know, and he was almost like a second, you know, a child, an older brother, if you like, you know. You know, I can always remember saying, "You're going to cop it when your mum gets home. You're in trouble. You are." Never, you know, he was going to deal with it. You know, it was the punishments were deemed down to my mother. I went for a couple of trials up in London with, I think, Spurs or Chelsea, something like that, but I didn't get selected. There was hundreds of us playing football, if you know what I mean, and you know, you'd have had to have been really meteoric to be picked out. But you know, I probably just didn't have it. You know, I mean, I was quite a good footballer, the local stuff, but not, you know, enough to earn a living at it, which was a bit of a disappointment, you know. And I certainly did want to box. I soon packed that up. You know, when I was 6'2", Kent champion, the punches didn't hurt much. It was just like a little slapping and dancing and prancing about. But when I put on a bit more weight, I thought, bugger this. You know, they hurt. Well, I loved the job on the railway because we'd go in the mornings, they'd give you your worksheets, you shuffled them about, worked out what order you'd do them in, you know, worked your route out through, you know, we went down into Sussex, Robertsbridge, Etchingham and Wadhurst, I can remember all those stations. I loved it. And I say you worked your own route out and then you wouldn't do any more, go back at night just to sort of clock off and say good night sort of thing. A lot of people don't realise I've got it because I'm quite a good actor, you know, and I try my best to hide it. You know, I don't sort of relish, you know, having it. It's just a bloody inconvenience, really.